The market have become so interesting in the past 24 and 48 hours. And one interesting question I keep getting is how long will this altcoin season last? And this is a very important question that almost every person wants to get answer to. Now, in my opinion, now from what has happened in the past, that is from historical data, from historical standpoint, and due to the fact that the dynamics of the market have completely changed. Before now, we do see altcoin season happen between 1 to 3 months max, 1 to 3 months max, and you see that aggressive pump in the market. But due to the fact that things have really changed in the crypto market, a lot of things have really changed, and with this, I am looking at aggressive pump 1 month to 2 months, and if we see something crazier, 3 months, guys, and this is very, very important. Now, why I'm saying this is so that you guys that is looking for answer to that question, tighten your seatbelt, because I think we're not going to see a very long bull market. In some case, what happened in 2013 and 2017, no, the market have changed dynamics, and we can see aggressive pump, and all of a sudden all these big players in the market will begin to maybe sell out of their position. And that is a very, very interesting scenario that will likely occur in the market, in my opinion. And this is what I am personally paying attention to. So for those of you guys that are asking that question, how long will the bull market last? I'm talking about the altcoin season. If I see the bull market, I'm talking about the altcoin season. How long will the altcoin season last before we see the market begin to dump again for the bear season? This is very, very interesting. And if you look at the altcoin index right here, just like we saw last week, is maintaining strength. And that is one thing we need to see when the beginning of the altcoin season just started. Stability in the altcoin index. And this is one of the things that people don't pay attention to. And that is why, if you're watching this video right now, pay attention to this. When you begin to see stability at this higher range, close to 100, 70 above, you begin to see market maintain stability as well, all the way to the upside. So 72, this is what we saw last weekend, and market is still maintaining that. Of course, market can move up to 80 and 90 something, and into this very blue area, which signifies that the market have high capability of pumping very aggressively in a short period of time. And this is what you need to pay attention to right now. Look at the global crypto market capitalization, still maintaining $4.01 trillion. Very interesting, because this was what we saw last week. This very number is still the same. And the altcoin index, 72 over 100, fear and greed index, 50, that is still at the neutral zone. I want to see it enter into the greed area for us to see significant pump all the way to the upside. Now, come to crypto bubbles. Right at this very point, you discover that we have IMX. I'm on the 1 day. So IMX 11.2%, okay, in the past 24 hours. We see Casper is trying to do something. We see XMR is trying to do something as well, 8.6% in the last 24 hours. Pengu have been trying. And if you don't have some Pengu right there, please get some Pengu, in my opinion. And by the way, let me talk about something very important. If you're not on this channel, I believe you're going to miss out a lot. That's my personal opinion, okay? I believe you're going to miss out a lot, especially when that aggressive pump begin to come into the market. You're going to miss out a lot. So for you not to miss out on anything, please join this channel right now for Signal, which is going to start from tomorrow or after tomorrow, after the Fed interest rate. And then coins to buy, I will drop that this very weekend, and many other on-chain data, fundamental news, and technical analysis. Look at it right here. I dropped this technical analysis today. So be informed in the market. And one of the way you can be informed in the market is to be in a community. And one of the community you can belong is the Remit Trade community. So join right now. Okay, it is a free channel. join right now. Link in the description of this video and also in the pinned comment. And this is very, very important for you to get these updates on time and accurately. So back to this, and just brief price prediction and analysis. Look at it right here. I talk about Bitcoin coming back down during the weekend, and exact same thing we see right here. Of course, market move up a little bit. People like myself will not bother entering when this very candle was moving upward. Okay, I don't care because it's already at resistance. Where were you when market was moving all the way from here upward? Okay, so you don't chase price. And if you've been watching video on this channel, you know that personally I don't chase price. I look at the market coming to my price level, buy at discount, sell at premium. Of course, I've said it before that what a lot of people do is they sell at discount and buy at premium, and they think crypto is not profitable. It is, most especially when you know what you are doing. So if you look at this price action on the price of Bitcoin, brief price analysis on BTC, ETH, Pi, and a lot of those, if you look at it, it seems like market is going to move upward, of course. Okay, so for me, even though markets move upward, okay, a little bit, and create a new high higher than this very high right here, I will not bother myself. And the reason is because this is still within the resistance level. Okay, and even though we see markets break out, I will not bother myself into 17, that is 117,600 to 18. I will not bother myself because market is going to still retrace, in my opinion. So even though you see market move upward, which is a likelihood on price action right now, market is going to move downward. That means I'm not going to do anything on the price of Bitcoin. That is my stick right now. I'm not going to do anything on the price of Bitcoin until I see the Fed interest rate happen tomorrow and the FOMC meeting. By the way, I'll be doing the FOMC meeting recap on this very channel, so watch that out so that we dissect and interpret what the Fed chairman is going to say. That is the person of Jerome Powell. I mean tomorrow now. So from here, market is going to move upward, most likely, okay, and create a new high, but it's going to come back down. That means what I'm expecting is for market to come back down. If you interpret that rightly, market come back down from here, I will be very happy. Or market move upward and come back down, I'll be very happy as well. So even though market move upward, which is a likelihood 60%, okay, market can move and create a new high, but I will not do anything on price action. This is what I'm expecting right now on the price of Bitcoin. So what are you expecting, to be very specific? Are you looking at market just continue this movement upward, or you're looking at markets come back down first before the next move, or you expect market to move and come back down? In my opinion, in any case, I want the market to drop. Okay, if it moves and break out of this resistance, market should retest this level before the next move upward. Then I will be very sure market is going to really move all the way to the upside. And then if market come back down from here, I'll be very, very happy, okay, because it's going to give us more discount by price. And if you look at the price of ETH, I told you guys that ETH is not going to retrace that much, but we see the opposite right here. However, I was expecting retracement, but not this kind of retracement on the price of ETH because of what I was saying on the price of ETH BTC chart. And that chart is one of the things I use as a parameter to know if ETH is going to really move or drop. So from this point, our area of interest, you see that market really obey this area of interest, and a breakout of it is to where the market is right now. So from this very point, the next area that is very interesting at this point is this very spike area. Okay, now one thing about this spike area which I want to explain briefly is that you notice that this very point was our area of interest, okay, before this very spike. Okay, area of interest where market spikes into, and then we see this breakout. So this point is area of interest, market move upward, market spikes into it, rejection, and then market breaks out, which was a guarantee 90% that the market is going to move upward. Market did move upward, but that is where the market is coming into right now. Very interesting. So I can now say that from this very standpoint, area of interest, so markets from here, okay, since the market rejects from this very point, I don't want to take the exact point at this very area because we've seen rejection from there already. So it means that market can just come back down a little bit, okay, and then grab liquidity before the next move upward. So what I'm expecting on the price of ETH USDT is for the market to recover from this drop. That is what I'm expecting right now on the price of ETH. I'm not expecting any aggressive dump all the way to the downside anymore. Of course, anything can happen in the market, but I'm not expecting aggressive dump, okay? I'm not expecting that anymore. What I'm expecting is for the market to come back down a little bit and move upward or move from where it is right now. However, what I want to see is bullish presence. I want to see the presence of the bulls within this very area, okay, to satisfy that this very retracement have ended and that the market is going to begin to do what? Move upward. And then this point is a very important point. Why? Because it was a level of interest. Not only that, market head at this very point before this drop to the downside. So that is what I'm expecting right now. To put things in a very simple way, expect market to retrace within this area upward, okay, in the next 24 and 48 hours, in my opinion. And if you look at the price of Pi, like I always say, Pi is just like a pump and dump token. Look at it. Of course, I was expecting retracement, but markets just come all the way to this very area and then move a little bit upward. So what do you expect? I'm expecting the market to come back down again into this very area. That's my expectation. Markets on the price of Pi should come back down. So I will remove this because markets obey here. So this point is the level of interest. Expect the market to come back down. Now, if you notice, when markets came back down, market did not really enter into this area. It was a rejection, okay, with this very candle and then this very little pump to the upside. What that also means is market can come down, not entering into this very area, okay, of support, and then from here market move upward. However, what I'm expecting is for this very price action to come back down. It should come back down, especially into this very level of important support, okay, before the next move to the upside on the price of Pi, which is now a pump and dump token. I don't like that at all. So this is what I'm expecting of the price of Pi right now. Pay attention to this, guys, very important. And for Solana, discover that the filing for the Solana ETF is on the high side, very, very high right now, guys. And you look at the way Solana actually retraced, is not much compared to what Ethereum did right here. Ethereum retraced very, very significantly. If you look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin did not just retrace much, just very little. And then look at the price of Solana right here. So I'm expecting the price of Sol to move upward, okay? Because this is very important interest. Point of interest, if you watch my immediate last technical analysis video, in fact, that is the last video before this one on this channel, it is called that this was the point of interest that we marked after market move upward last weekend. And then exact same point is where the market come into, which means significant point. And not only that, if you notice this very candle, this hammer candle formation. However, there is a rejection from here, the same point, and this point of interest is very, very interesting because in my opinion, market should move upward, even though we don't see that crazy move, okay, to the upside. So pay attention to that, very important. Market should move upward. Creation of a new high is a possibility before the market will come back down to this very point again. And this is what I'm expecting right now on the immediate short term, market moving upward. And if I see a dump on the price of Solana, I will not consider that dumb serious. It will not last long, not at all in the market. Market is going to really recover very, very fast. And if you look at the price of SUI, market dump significantly in the price of SUI, just like we see on the price of ETH right here. And if you look at SUI at this very point, it is covered that market is recovering. Okay, this recovery is already in motion, but point of interest that is very, very key on price action is obviously this very area. Okay, because this is where the market moved from in the past, this very point to this very area. So from here, market should move upward, in my opinion, on the price of SUI, approaching this very point of resistance as well. This is what I am paying attention to personally on this very price action. Okay, this very point, market should move upward, approaching this very point of resistance. And this is what you need to pay attention to as well on the price of SUI. I have a lot of questions on SUI, whether should I sell my SUI, will SUI do well? Of course, SUI is going to do well, but don't expect many much gain. Of course, it's our emanating blockchain that is attracting a lot of attention. And one of the things in this space is attention. Once a coin or a project or a blockchain begin to attract a lot of attention, then obviously liquidity is going to flow into that very blockchain, or liquidity is going to flow into that very project. Of course, if liquidity is flowing into a project or a blockchain, the coin for that very blockchain is going to pump high. And that is exactly the case for SUI, because SUI is an emanating blockchain which is actually booming right now, especially in Web3. And this is very important. So I expect SUI to move upward. Of course, SUI is a good hold. I have some SUI in my portfolio, just very little, not much. And market is going to move upward, in my opinion. I bought it very low, below $1. And one important thing you need to pay attention to next is the Fed interest rate. The Fed interest rate is very important, guys, and it depends on the courts. If they do 50 basic points, I believe the market is going to pump aggressively. If they do 50 basic points, if they do 25, not that aggressive, because after tomorrow interest rate, the next interest rate is going to be next month, and that is around 28, 29, if my memory serves me right. So if there is an interest rate cut this very month, then another one the ending of next month, October, that also means that there won't be interest rate in November. Okay, and November is one of the months we used to see very aggressive pump in the market. What that translates into is that we're going to see early interest rate decision in December. Putting all these things together is a lot of information to analyze to know how the market is going to play out, okay, in the next coming days. So first thing first is tomorrow interest rates. If they cut 25, market is going to move. But if they cut 50, especially if it's above expectation, is going to really trigger the market to move very well. So these are the things you need to pay attention to right now, guys. The most important thing right here is for you to be in the community of traders. Join right now. It is a free channel to receive many more update signal and many more. Link in the description of this video and also in the pinned comment. Join right now. Please consider supporting this channel by leaving a like for this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the bell notification for more crypto videos like this one. Also check the channel for all that crypto content. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.